G'day guys, this is Zukumani here with TGN.TV. This is my first of hopefully many videos for TGN, so please sit back and relax as I show you part 1 of Fall of Lantern's Hook, a level 42 to 46 dungeon located in the Droughtlands. Now, our group composition for this run is a level 43 Warrior Tank, a level 45 Cleric DPS, level 44 Rogue Range DPS, a level 44 Bard, and myself a level 42 Chloromancer / Warlock. Now, running this place with 2 support healers was a good idea, and there's a nice little thought for people out there who are having a hard time finding a cleric who actually wants to heal. I mean, chloro healers are strong, you know, they can be really strong if you know how to spec them and how to play them properly. It's all about keeping up a constant rotation and timing your instant heals so that you always have at least one of them up off cooldown for emergencies. Now, for people who don't know me, which is probably a lot of you, I have been doing these videos since Beta 5. Now, I've basically done every single dungeon leading up to basically this one, and I've done a detailed guide of each one, sort of just showing people what to expect when you go in there, what the trash mobs are like, what the bosses are like, what our strategies were, and what the point of view was from a Chloromancer healer. Now, I shall continue this on after Lantern's Hook, you know. I plan on doing Abyssal Precipice and Charmer's Caldera as well. And then after those 2 are done, I have all intentions of going into the expert modes and filming those and doing further videos and further contents on expert modes, as well as eventually hitting up raiding content. So all of that is in the works, and it shall slowly be happening, you know, over the course of the next couple of months. So be sure to check back on TGN.TV and also my channel, youtube.com/Zukumani, for all the future content that I shall be producing. Alrighty, you would have just seen a quest giver just then, and also 2 prisons. Now, it's best to clear all the trash before actually going in there and releasing the prisoners. Once you release the prisoners, it will start an event which will actually continue up to the next section of this dungeon, and if there's mobs still down here, that means that you'll have to kill these mobs plus do the event that's upstairs. And it's just a lot easier and a lot safer to just sort of kill all these trash and then go back and start it up. Now, there's one more group over here, but as far as Lantern Hook goes, or Fall of Lantern Hook goes, I like it. I like the idea of it, I like the lore behind it. It's basically a what if. It's about what the future holds for Talara if Regulos is allowed to just continue on his rampage. Lantern's Hook will actually be the last place to fall, in this storyline anyway, if Regulos and his armies are allowed to get to full strength. It's pretty much us Ascended are just going back to sort of see what the future holds so that we know what to stop and why we need to stop it, because this will happen. Alrighty, just going to pick up the quests. As you can see, you talk to this bloke and you talk to the other guy in the other cell, and it starts the event.
We must hurry. More of Talara is being consumed with each passing moment.
Alrighty, picking up the second quest. Now we're going to head over to the ramp and head upstairs. Now, there's some mobs upstairs which you need to be aware of. They are called sentries. Now, as you would imagine, they are sentries, and what they do is they see you, they run for the nearest bigger guy, and then call for help. So when we get up to them, I'll be able to tell you and show you more about what they do and what you need to do to sort of combat them.
Who dares defile the sacred flame? Die, you! This is a blessed day. All those years of tolerating your inferior presence.
Alrighty, so this guy isn't a big deal. We try to actually pull him downstairs, but he bugs out, so then we just run upstairs and decide to kill him where he is. It's not too hard at all. He doesn't do anything and sort of need to be worrying about. As you see, he didn't run down, so we're just going to run up there and fight him. Yes, it's pretty simple stuff. All the trash in this place isn't too much of a hassle. Those sentries can be annoying, and if you do let one get free and he pulls like 2 or 3 groups, you may have a bit of issue. But as far as we went for this run, we didn't have an issue whatsoever. Now, leading up this long, windy corridor. So this is the well. Now, in this area, this is where the sentries hide. So, we're going to pull this right group first, and then I'll show you where the sentries are. And there's 3 sentries in this room, so you need to be aware of that. They do pat around, so please be careful. Be aware of where you are. And if you're the tank, be sure to pull the groups back into this corridor just to, as a safety precaution, just so we don't accidentally pull other groups. As far as the trash goes, I mean, we didn't have to CC at all. I think it was once or twice where I actually threw up a CC on a range target just because he was standing back well out of the group, and yeah, I just felt like I needed to do it, so I just decided to do it, and that's how it sort of worked. Now, the reason why we stopped here is, if you look over to your left, very, very shortly, you should see a guy, a sentry. Here he comes now. That's one of the sentries. Now, the trick to killing these guys are you need to snare them, slow them. If you have a stun, use it. It's pretty much you need to DPS down his 9k hit points before he makes it to another group. But, because they pat so slowly, and because they're not so clumped up together, we can actually pull groups without even touching them. So what happens here is we pull all 3 major pack groups in this room, and then all we have left is just the sentries, and then we just simply burn them down as fast as possible, snaring them, keeping them nice and close and CC'd as best we can, and then we go on to the first boss. Alrighty, so pretty standard stuff. I mean, our 2 rogues are just AoEing down packs with their rain of arrows, or whatever it's called. I can't remember its exact name. Yeah, we're basically just AoEing AoE as much as possible. Just nuke them down as quickly as you can, so that we can continue on. Now, there's one more group, and one of our rogues actually pull it here. Just saw the opportunity, so grab them. That's the last little pack that we have in this room. Then we'll kill the 3 sentries and we'll talk about the first boss. Alright, you just got a range guy at the back, just gonna quickly nuke him down. As far as the whole Chloromancer healer thing goes, I did run Runic Descent and solo healed it, and it wasn't an issue whatsoever. It was challenging, I will say, because you had to really time your cooldowns, making sure that you weren't, like, you know, having everything on cooldown at once. You had to really time it and manage it quite well. I think the tank died once during the run, but that was because, you know, I made a mistake. But I knew where I made a mistake, and I'm able to correct that fault and continue on and improve. I mean, that's what MMOs are all about. All about making the mistake, learning from them, and then improving on it for next time. Alrighty, so as you can see, these sentries, we CC'd down that one pretty well. The first one started to run a little bit, but we were able to lock him down quite well. yeah, you just gotta remember, any snares you got, any stuns, any slows, any disorients, whatever you have to slow them down, please do it, and then just nuke him down. They have about 9,500 hit points, not too many, but yeah, you just need to be aware of that. Anyway, the first boss in Lantern's Hook. There's actually 3 bosses in this place. The first boss is called Rolf. Now, he has a pet called Scratchy, no less. He's basically a warrior beastmaster. Now, the pet has an ability, it's quite a nasty one actually. It applies a dot called Infected Wounds. This ability lasts for 1 minute and will constantly tick on the target until they are at full health. So, because we have a Chloro Bard, our constant healing, it negates it completely. The tank is always hitting max health all the time, so we don't really have to be a concern. Your main DPS focused targets though are killing that pet as fast as possible. Once the pet dies, then we go on to the boss. Remember though that the boss actually does an ability which is Feline Mend, which is a channeled spell that he will cast on his pet to heal it. So if you have an interrupt, please throw it up. Other than that, it's just a simple nuke him down as fast as possible, then we'll move on to the boss. Now, the boss has a couple of abilities here. One of them is Feral Root. When he casts that onto the main tank is snared in place, and he will jump back about 10-15 meters and start casting the ability that you see right now called Spirit Bite, which is a ranged attack. It basically summons all these little spirit tigers that come across and start attacking you. The root lasts for approximately 2 to 3 seconds. I mean, you can dispel it, so healers need to be aware of that, or any class that can sort of dispel. Other than that, it's just a very simple, basic tank and spank. Once the pet dies, all you have to do is just keep the tank at full health, make sure that you heal everyone up. No one in the group really takes too much damage, it's mainly just the tank. And yeah, he'll just snare the tank now and then, jump back, start casting his ability. But it wasn't a concern whatsoever. Alrighty, that is part 1 of a 3-part series on Fall of the Lantern's Hook. Be sure to check back on youtube.com/TGN Rift for more Rift videos, including part 2 and part 3 of this run. And also check back on my channel at youtube.com/Zukumani for all my previous dungeon runs that I've done. This has been Zukumani here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.